Welcome to Mudville, podcast about baseball and cinema. I'm Brody Staub.
I'm Nolan Brody.
We hope you enjoy.
So I have a question for you, Brody.
Hit me.
Can you taste it? Can you smell it?
Can I smell it?
Can
I think
you feel
so,
it?
because if you're referring to pollen, definitely. My fucking head is all fucked up from the allergies. Yeah, actually. It has
I didn't know you had pollen allergies like that.
I don't think it's actually allergies. I think it's just that stuff just messes with your head in general. But yeah.
Growing up, I never thought that I had pollen allergies. And then around the time that I was like 14 or 15, one spring I got I was like sneezing my head off. And I was like, maybe I do have pollen allergies after all. My parents were like pretty adamant. They were like, yeah, you're definitely allergic to pollen. And I was like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm not. But yeah, I think I was.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't really get like that like anymore. Like
sure.
Whenever the springtime comes around, pollen is in the air. It usually doesn't get me that bad anymore.
Yeah.
Well, what I was referring to was baseball.
What? Baseball?
It's back.
It is back.
It's so close. I guess it's not back yet. But
it's we're
back
inside
in like
30 hours right now.
Are we? No, not quite. It's we are inside 40 hours.
40. We'll take 40.
39 hours.
The 40-hour roster.
Yeah,
40-man roster.
that's not bad.
There you go.
39 hours.
Yeah,
that's like
start the clock.
That's like a season and a half of 24.
That's best start watching.
I know. I've never
catch
seen
up on
that
your
show.
Jack Bauer shit.
Yeah, for real.
I have also never seen 24, although I did see the John Boyce video where he talks about it being a perfect representation of Bush-era violence in politics.
That was a depressing video.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Jesus.
He's a genius.
Yeah, no, I love
not
John
Jack Bauer,
Boyce.
George Bush, John Boyce.
No, I thought you were talking about Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld and
Rumsfeld, Dick Armey, actually.
All of the boys.
The boys.
All of the fellas.
Of course.
I think this is the 4th episode. I know this is the 4th episode, but I think that we've condemned George Bush on like 3 of them so far.
That's
not bad.
No,
that's awesome.
3 out of 4 is not bad.
That means we're on the right track, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, anyways, 2 days until opening day, and it's going to be so cold.
It's going to be in the like 40s.
Yeah. Not great.
Not great.
Not great at all. It's going to be a
terrible.
high of 45.
Yeah, that checks. I've been to a few opening days, and the warmest one that I've ever been to was last season. Mm-hmm. And that was like the high 50s, I think. That was like
nice.
Comfortable.
Yeah, that I could do.
When I was in high school, when I was a senior in high school, I went, my friend Joey, and we sat up in the left field grandstand, and it was so goddamn cold. I remember I just wore a sweatshirt, and I was like freezing. It was Starlin Castro's first game as a Yankee. I think he hit a double. I think I have a video of it, actually. But yeah, I just remember being really, really, really cold and just thinking like, it was fun, and it was, obviously it's opening day, but it was like weirdly quiet. There was like nobody there. It was just all like, it was strange. It was a strange day. There was like not a lot of excitement for the Yankees back then.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that was like the era where they were like sort of in between. Like
this was 2015.
Yeah. Okay. So this was like immediately following 2 pretty terrible seasons.
Yeah.
The 2015 Yankees were actually pretty good, but nobody expected them to be good. Like they made the playoffs that year, but it was a bit of a surprise. Like that was the year they had like.
Was that Matt Holland? No, that was 2017.
No. That was like Brian McCann.
Oh, yeah. Well, Starlin Castro.
Carlos Beltran. Didi was there.
Didi was there.
Yep.
There was actually...
That team was okay.
Hold on. Chase Headley. All right, let me find the
kind of game
lineup
that you attend and you're just like, thank God I don't have to hit a ball off the end of the bat today.
The leadoff hitter for the other team at that game that I'm talking about was Jose Reyes.
Oh, man.
Just dating it a little bit.
When did he retire?
They played the Blue Jays. Let me just... Hold on a second. Jose Reyes, Russell Martin, Jose Bautista, Edwin Encarnacion, Josh Donaldson, Deanna Navarro, Dalton Pompey, Kevin Pillar, and Devin Travis. This was that crazy Blue Jays year.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
That was the year that...
That's an insane lineup.
With Bautista's bat flip.
Oh, he did hit a double. Here we go. It's 2016, and we played the Astros, and we lost.
Yeah, shocker. Great.
Yeah, okay. Altuve, Springer, again. Correa, Colby Rasmus in the 4-hole for the Astros. Sure. 2016. Man, Tyler White, remember him? Marwin, old friend of the Yankees.
Welcome
Dallas
to Marwin.
Keuchel, Ken Giles, and Luke Gray. Ken Giles punched himself in the face, and he will never, ever, ever live that down.
Ken Giles did punch himself in the face.
That
That's true.
happened.
It did.
Can you believe that? What was he thinking?
Welcome back to Mudville.
Welcome back to
podcast
Mudville.
about baseball and cinema.
And Ken Giles punching himself in
And
the face.
Ken Giles'
Giles' fist.
beating the shit out of himself.
Him and... so wait, that's happened to a few of those pitchers. Was Brett Oberholzer also an Astro?
Did he punch himself in the face?
No, he didn't. But he did throw at A-Rod so that he got tossed out of the game. And he's another one of those like psycho relievers.
Yeah, okay.
Who I just remember having
him
a similar
doing something
meltdown.
crazy.
Yeah. He threw at A-Rod a bunch of times.
So did the angriest I've ever been watching a baseball game was when I was like 15 or 16 and I was in my very pro A-Rod years. Like it was like after the first big time pro A-Rod years, and it was after the anti A-Rod years, and it was in the
It was the second stint of pro A-Rod.
It was in the area of A-Rod reclamation.
He was a successful image reconstruction project.
He
in
was.
like 20. What was that? 17.
It was 2015.
No, wasn't it 17? Because they cleared him. Or 16.
He was retired by 17.
No, it was 16
It
because
wasn't.
in 16 they cleared. He was never on the same team as Aaron Judge. They cleared roster space to call up Judge.
Yeah, but it was 2015 was when he hit 30 home runs, and then 2016 he was like kind of washed again, and then they made him retire
that's
like
true.
in the middle of that year. So it's definitely 2015 that I'm talking about. But
He still wants to come back, which is really funny. He's like 47.
he should. He
should.
He's
short.
He's 4 home runs short.
He's
like
also 47 years old.
He's,
So like
he's literally Mr. 3000.
I know.
but
Have
for
him
hits.
come back.
What team could make that happen? Like it'd have to be like the A's.
The Mariners.
No, the Mariners are going to be good.
I guess it can't be an important team.
no,
That's true.
yeah.
The A's, if they
He
want,
could,
but
like,
the
sign
A's
on
don't
as
want
the, like,
attendance, so it can't be the
hitting
A's.
yeah.
I feel like the Reds would do some sideshow shit like that.
No, the Reds just like this is not going to happen.
He's almost the same age as Joey Votto, so that could be fun.
That's why he's trying to buy his own team so that he can come back
Wants to put himself in the
and then he can be
lineup.
like, all right, guys,
I need 4.
I'm the new owner. Get ready to meet
Man.
your new third baseman.
Dude,
Here he is.
this should have
Coming
been the
through
sequel
the
to Major
dugout.
League. They fucked up. They should have made
Alex.
like. I like the idea of him like putting himself in the lineup and the manager just being like, no, and like, yeah. A-Rod is playing today.
A-Rod just
says A-Rod.
he walks into the manager's office, full uniform, and just silently hands him a check.
This is happening today.
Yep.
Oh, God.
He just
Alex,
goes, "Yep."
with all due respect, you're 46 years old. Skip, with all due respect, I'm playing today.
Skip, with all due respect, I pay your salary.
Skip, with all due respect, you're fucking fired.
There's just no conversation. He walks in full uniform, hands him a check, and goes, "Yup,"
Yep.
and just walks out.
This is my day.
That's it.
And then he goes 4 for 4 with 4 homers,
And then
and then retires again.
That's what he has. No, you know what he has to do? He has to buy 2 teams.
Yes, and then make
then
sure
he-
that the opponent is pitching
And
like
he has to make he has to get some
60-year-old
like
John Smoltz.
like hot dog vendor, not
Yeah.
not like one of those actual hot dog vendors that
No,
like break the camp and like throw like slurves or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
But like an actual guy who like throws meat and there's like a 62 mile an
Get
hour.
the actor from Major League. And like not like at
Yeah.
the time. I mean currently, like whatever he's doing. I don't mean Rick or what was it? Was it Rick Vaughn?
Ricky Vaughn was the character's
Right?
name, but that's not who you're talking
no,
about.
not him. The old man who was like
Yeah.
a Scherzer type,
The-
but
yeah,
like was
the,
throwing
like,
in the
Christian
low 70s.
guy.
Yeah. Man, that's who he needs. Or Chapman.
You know, once Albert Pujols hit 700,
Oh my God, he was
A-Rod,
thinking about it the
he
whole
was just
time.
like he was so mad.
He
Like,
must have
was
just been fucking
tapping his
fuming.
foot. Like it was that.
Oh my God.
It was like that tweet
Furious.
Rizzo did, I think, when he was like Aaron Boone. He was
yeah.
like, "Get me a bat."
Yeah.
We'll have to send this to Rizzo. Rizzo,
Yep.
shout out to you, dude.
Well, when Pujols hit his 700th, I think that was when he posted that video of him in like the pinstripe suit with a cigar
Yeah.
and a bat, and he was like, "It's got me thinking about going back." It's like, you own a basketball team. Focus on that. He's almost 48. He's gonna
Wow.
be 48 in July.
Yeah, that's wild.
Anyway, this has been the A-Rod portion of the Mudville podcast.
What a week, huh?
What a week.
My dad got a cat.
And his name?
Bob.
Bob the cat.
Bob the cat.
I love it.
Shout out to Bob the cat.
Hell
it's like
yes.
a young kitten that is apparently
Absolutely.
yeah, he's like sending me pictures like
Absolutely.
the cat like trashed the bathroom
Yeah.
and like got into the sink.
That's fun though.
And he got into the catnip.
Man.
So yeah, no. Shout out to Bob.
I love
Bob the
cats.
cat. Also, Anthony
Adorable.
Volpe made the team.
Oh yeah, speaking of baseball stuff. Yeah, Anthony Volpe is a Yankee. Not that he like not that there was doubt, but wait.
Oh yeah, which one is it?
Bottom right.
No, that's the maybe.
Anthony Volpe is a Yankee.
Anthony Volpe is a Yankee. It's not movie time.
It's not movie time yet. But yes, Anthony Volpe is a Yankee. Oswald Peraza is a minor leaguer once again.
Is a rail rider.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Estevan Florial is currently a Yankee, I think. I think they...
What? Really?
Yeah, I think they brought
Did he
him...
make the team?
Well, the thing is, he doesn't have any more options.
So they would have to...
They'd have to DFA him.
Yeah.
And knowing Brian Cashman, he is holding out until the last possible second to get anything back for him. Which
He's like, I rejected this guy in trade offers. I can't just lose him off of waivers.
Pretty much. Cashman, say what you will about the guy, but he is not... The last thing I'd ever expect him to do is like cut bait completely. Like he wants something for his trash.
He wants to
he doesn't just let
he
things
wants to
go.
Squeeze whatever juice is
which
left
looks
out
good,
of.
just in case they turn out to be good somewhere else.
Yeah. Estevan Florial. Hit tool is bad. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure that he's a major leaguer, to be honest.
Cannot hit.
Hopefully he figures it out. Hopefully he starts making some contact, because if he does, nice. That could be he could be a nice bat off of the bench.
He's a pretty not hefty, just like a large lefty who's 25 and plays a decent center field. Somebody will take him somewhere, probably.
He's
just give him a shot.
He's the closest thing that the Yankees have to a left-handed Christian Pache.
That's fair. I think they it's just never figured out how to hit.
Joe Adele too, yeah.
Joe Adele.
Similar players.
Joe Adele. I was so high on Joe Adele.
That just a lot of people were.
Didn't happen.
It's never happened. That's me with Elijah Greene right now.
Yeah,
Joe Adele is like Elijah Greene's 20th percentile outcome, where he just never finds that hit tool. I think Elijah Greene is going to be better than that. I hope.
Do you think between Andrew Vaughn or Jared Kelenic, I'm trying to think of some large prospects in the last few years, which one of those two do you think burns out and turns into one of those? Because they're both kind of on the way.
I think Vaughn is on a much safer and just more...
Didn't he have a bad year last year?
No, not really. He hasn't really found his power, but Vaughn is much safer.
I think Riley Greene.
Maybe, but Andrew Vaughn is definitely much safer than Kelenic. He's safer than Greene, too. I would pick Greene over Kelenic. I think Greene is due for a big year. To whatever extent a big year means when you play for the Detroit Tigers and you play in Comerica Park. And just he's not in a good situation, but I do think that there's a lot of talent there in Riley Greene. I think hopefully Jared Kelenic just ascends to the floor.
Would you like to hear I know we hammered the Tigers on the AL episode a little bit.
We did.
And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it.
We kind of dragged them through the mud.
Would you like to hear the minor league levels of their top 10 prospects?
Can I guess who they are?
Sure.
Jackson Jobe,
he is number one.
Is hurt and in single A.
Yes. High A, but yes.
Colt Keith is... he's going to be in triple A, but it probably has him in double A.
He is listed as in high A.
Wensiel Perez, is he on there?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. This team is kind of miserable.
We got Dylan Dingler. He is their next prospect. Double A guy. Peyton Graham, single A. We got Christian Santana, single A. We got Reese Olson, triple A. Just check, though. Had a 4.1 ERA last year. Jace Jung, maybe Young.
Okay, yeah, that's Jace Young. He was just drafted this year. He's in double A, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
Already, yeah, he's solid.
That's good. Well, ZTA.
That's the only one of those names you just said that I've heard of, though.
Fair enough. And then Ty Madden.
Okay,
He's expecting
I
next
know
year.
the name, but I don't know anything about him.
So, and then Joey Wentz is a guy who actually played in the MLB. But
Yeah,
my
he's
point
been up
being,
for a bit.
there is just nothing good going on in Tiger world.
It's all mid. It's all bad.
My point with that is that none of their top 10 prospects are. First of all, Jackson Jobe, the number one, is hurt, and he's also not expected to make the league for like 3 more years.
Yeah.
And the other ones are just not above Double-A ball.
I'm not sure Jackson
So-
Jobe at this point is ever going to reach the point that people thought he might when he was drafted.
That
Or he can put it all
sucks.
together. He's only like 20, so
It's
I
true.
can't like be out on him completely. But Jackson Jobe and Jack Leiter, while I'm thinking of it, both did not have a great start to their career. But who knows? Leiter could easily pick it up.
Fair
so
enough.
could Jobe.
Speaking of touching on things that we talked about last week, though, I do think that we collectively owe the Angels a bit of an apology.
Talk about it.
I think we were a bit too hard on them.
Were we?
I'm not gonna lie. After
Defend that.
taking a little bit more time to look at their roster, the one thing that we absolutely nailed is that they did the completely wrong things in the off season. That's completely true. They did not address what they needed to. The only thing that they did was get Tyler Anderson, and as my brother said, teams do like to add Tyler Anderson.
No, he said that about AJ Pollock.
You're right. He did say that about AJ Pollock.
I got you, Morgan.
Anyway, they did not do the right thing though. They added Tyler Anderson. That's about it. They needed pitching. That's what they did. They didn't really need. They added a couple bats. They added Brandon Drury and Hunter Renfroe. Or Hunter Renfroe was a trade last year. Point being, they got it better in places that they kind of need or sort of needed it in the offense, and they didn't add pitching. That lineup though is good. Is my point that I'm trying to get to.
Logan O'Hoppe also officially made the team.
Yes, he did.
I'm excited about him. We mentioned a possible Rookie of the Year candidate there, a catcher. He could be kind of immediate top 10, maybe peak like top 5 guy. I don't know.
There you go.
But yeah, good
Also,
lineup.
Joe Adele did get option to the minors just the other day. Fun fact. Stay on that button because as did Andrew Velasquez.
I'm not going to hit it again, but we
old
get it.
friend of the Yankees.
Damn, R.I.P. Squid.
I know.
Damn.
He could make the Angels.
Squiddy's putting in overtime shifts.
Yeah. Hate to see it. Anyway, their bench, David Fletcher and Brett Phillips and Jake Lamb, apparently, coming off the bench.
Boring.
Boring. But that lineup is it is good enough that honestly, here's what made me start to think about it. Their lineup is genuinely, I think, better than the Yankees lineup.
No.
I think it might be.
Actually,
Taylor Ward, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Anthony Rendon, if he has anything left at all, is better than Josh Donaldson. Hunter Renfroe, Luis Rengifo, Brandon Drury, Gio Urshela, Logan O'Hoppe. That is like very similar, and also their pitching being Shohei, Sandoval, Anderson, Detmers, and Suarez. With the state of the Yankees' current rotation, not when they're fully healthy, that is currently better than the Yankees pitching.
This is kind of an arbitrary comparison, but
they're also not going to be as good because they're not as good of a franchise. But anyway,
I would maybe go with the Yankees by a hair, just because I don't trust the Angels or anything that they do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the Yankees are going to be better than the Angels no matter what, even if the Angels have a better roster right now, just because of how they're run.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I would say peak Angels is one of the better teams in the league. Like if everything clicks for them, they could make a run.
Yeah.
But
it's just that
nothing
lineup
has clicked in the
could be
past
scary.
decade, except for the 2 best players ever, and they have built nothing around them,
and they
it
ain't
is
clicked.
incredibly frustrating, and it will continue to happen. So
yeah.
What else happened this week? Oswald Peraza went down for Volpe. Vaughn Grissom went down for the Braves.
Oswaldo Cabrera soft won the left field job competition.
Yeah, kind of like by
we didn't
default.
talk about it, but yeah, that dude literally, he's a switch hitter who plays every single defensive position, literally on the field, except he doesn't pitch. Except the other day, I think it was Hoke said that he's a submariner if he wants to try it. And he said he was going to try the gear on, and then he played first base, and we know he plays everywhere else. That dude does. He's a switch hitter who does everything else. He's the Shohei Ohtani of offense and defense, aside from pitching.
I mean,
does that make sense?
No, he's more of the Chris Taylor of the Yankees.
Dude, shut up. Don't compare him to Chris Taylor. That's mean.
But it's also correct.
Yeah, I know. But point being, Oswaldo Cabrera and Shohei Ohtani are 2 peas in a pod. You heard it here first. That's my hot take for the
All
right. No, not really.
Yeah, Vaughn Grissom sent down.
Vaughn Grissom sent
Oswaldo Arcia won that shortstop job for the Braves. That's just boring as shit.
Vaughn Grissom getting sent down doesn't do it for you?
No.
It's not getting you up?
Grissom, he's got the bat. He should be up by like May. I'm kind of surprised they even sent him down to begin with. Like, he's not very good on defense.
How about
but he can
Soroka
figure
to the
that
minors?
out. That doesn't surprise me. He's been a guy like that who's been out for so long, hasn't pitched in and he hasn't pitched in a game since like before COVID.
Yeah.
That's
Eli White
depressing
to the
even think
minors.
about. Don't know what. I don't give a shit.
Your buddy Nick to the minors.
Who?
Nick Anderson. Oh no, he got recalled.
Is that my buddy?
Is that not? Oh, Ian Anderson. I was thinking wrong Anderson.
Ian Anderson went to my rival high school to contextualize that. The two of us never met. I've also not met Nick Anderson.
No.
For the record, but maybe one day I'll meet both of them.
Could be.
Francisco Alvarez got sent down. Brett Beatty got sent down.
Brett Beatty did get sent down.
Grayson Rodriguez.
People are pissed, by the way. Mets fans are like furious about what is going on. The Darren Ruff thing is pissing people off. Let's see. Danny Mendick to the minors. Brett Beatty to the minors. Yeah, it's kind of rough. They signed Dylan Bundy.
It's
minor league
matter.
contracts. That's
who cares?
weird. That's an odd place for him to go.
That's just like
I feel like the Yankees would sign him before the Mets would.
On a spreadsheet,
I guess.
And said, okay.
How old is Dylan Bundy?
He's not that old. He's just got nothing.
Wow. We are still going to try to do an NL preview, although at the point that it's going to happen, it's going to be like post-opening day. So it's going to be...
just a little bit of a delay. It's been a pretty busy week. Like,
not everybody, a ton of time, yeah.
Everybody in our personal lives has had a birthday over the past
stuff going
month.
On. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's see. What else is going on?
After this episode, no more birthday talk until August when it's my birthday.
Luckily, yeah.
And we're good.
Let's see. Anything fun happened with like the Rays? Let's see. Vidal Brujan got sent down.
Yeah, I also want to mention it's really annoying that Grayson Rodriguez isn't going to start the year with the Orioles.
I saw that. Yeah, that's frustrating.
There's no real reason for it. I mean, the only thing that I can think of is like, no matter when stuff? Well, yeah, certainly that, but also like no matter when he starts the year with the team, like he wasn't going to throw more than like 100, maybe 110 innings this year.
Sure.
It's possible that the Orioles are just kind of saying like maybe we'll give him a month of 3 inning starts to warm him back up after he was down for so long in the off season. And then kind of build him up to the point where like he doesn't have to make 4 inning starts from April to September in the big leagues, and he can make like 5 inning starts from June to September.
Right.
And also we can manipulate his service time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Playbook.
That's just like kind of my take on that. I don't know. They don't seem like they really want to win this year, despite the gains that they made.
I'm telling you thought they were going to go get Corbin Burns.
Well, I still do. I just don't think it's going to happen yet.
Why would they do that? It makes no sense for them to do that.
If
he's going to be a free agent and they're not going for it this year.
My take,
they're not going to sign him.
Though. They're not going for it yet. That doesn't mean that they're not going to get hot.
They cannot compete in the AL East.
You said that last year, and then they did.
They didn't compete in the AL East. They almost snuck in. They didn't. They cannot compete this year in the American League.
No, they can compete for the final wild card spot.
You think they could be a top 6 team in the American League?
No, I think they could next year. I think they could fight for it.
We're talking this
year. I'm just not sure that they want to.
I don't think even if they wanted to, they couldn't do it. I don't think it's possible. They don't have the talent. Top 6?
Not
think
top
about
6.
Think about there are 4 slots taken immediately.
Well, hold on. There are 7 playoff teams though. No, I'm sorry.
There's 6.
There's 6. They were trying to make it 7.
That's never going to happen until they expand the league. Yeah. No, there are 4 slots automatically taken with the Yankees, the Rays or the Blue Jays, the Astros, and whoever wins the Central. So
I really hope that doesn't age poorly.
And the Mariners. So I mean,
I'm not guaranteeing a spot to the Mariners.
I am.
I'm not guaranteeing that team is better than Texas or the Angels.
That's true.
Like
the AL is tough.
I
Actually,
think
this
that
year.
they are.
The
I think
scraps
that they're
of
better
the
than
AL
those
are tough.
teams, but I don't know that they are.
I mean,
I could put the White Sox sneaking into the playoffs, and I would put the Orioles on that tier of teams I could see sneaking into the playoffs.
Okay, the
There's going to be
Orioles.
somebody in the AL Central, of course.
The
but,
Orioles and the
like, I don't know.
Twins feel like so not in their roster construction at
Yeah.
all, because they're very differently constructed with like superstars and payroll and whatnot. But just in the fact that they're just kind of, they feel like if things go right, they could kind of sneak into one of those last spots. Like if they are scrappy enough and the rest of the top of the division or top of the league kind of underperforms.
I think the Twins have a higher floor than the Orioles, but also a lower ceiling.
Yeah.
I think this is the year that the Orioles become crowded and they have to start trading some guys, which is part of the reason that I was thinking Burns
But
is like
Burns is a free agent at the end of the year. I could see them going for Gleyber Torres. Like they're gonna go for guys with a year and a half. They're not gonna go for someone who's a free agent at the end of the season.
get the thorn out of their foot by trading for Gleyber Torres.
Can't beat them, take them.
Not a bad idea. Okay, I mean, I don't see that happening because I don't think they're going to have a spot for him. I think that's going to be counterintuitive to what they're attempting to do, especially because they're not going to sign any pitching, which means they have to trade for pitching.
That's true.
So, and I don't know. Corbin Burns is the best available name, but also both teams have to be in a situation to make that happen. So, who knows?
Corbin
Bold
Burns,
prediction.
Here's
but
a
still
bold
one that I'm
prediction.
kind of sticking by.
So Corbin Burns is going to be A after on August 1st.
Give me a second to think about that. Corbin Burns on August 1st is going to be a... Oriole is my best pick, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they have the farm for it. They have the need for it, and they have the best chance. I think that I don't know. Statistically, I would put them as the favorites. Maybe there's like some super high front runner. I'm forgetting. Maybe like the Dodgers. He could be a Dodger. Like they could.
I could see that.
I could see that they could say like, okay, we're gonna sell. We're not gonna sell him in the division, but we could sell him into the league.
That's true.
The
They
Dodgers could say take Bobby Miller and Michael Grove.
I want Bobby Miller.
Maybe
Michael Grove's not
Stop
what it is.
fantasizing. They could say take Bobby Miller, take Michael Bush, maybe take
Vargas.
No, they wouldn't. I mean,
Pages.
Pajes.
No, his name is Pages.
Sure.
Is it really Pages?
It's Pajes.
That's stupid. I've only seen it written. Gavin
yeah.
Stone.
Yeah, I mean they could say
Why do the Dodgers have so many pitching prospects?
because
Wait a
of the
minute.
Dodgers. They
What
just
the fuck?
churn that shit out. They can catching prospects too.
Not only do
they've
they
traded
have a ton,
a
I
top
know who they
catching-
are. Why do
Yeah.
I know all of these Dodgers pitching prospects? They're that good. What the hell?
And they've traded two young catching prospects at the
that's
deadline
scary.
of the past 2 years, and
Yeah.
they still have Diego Cartaya.
Yeah,
So
I think it's Cartaya. But yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, but
Whatever.
I could see them theoretically trading for Corbin Burns. Like they just kind of swoop in at the last. Maybe like Brandon Woodruff, even if they're going to be like,
I see
I'd
them
rather
for
have a guy
Woodruff.
with like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, Brandon Woodruff thinks he's going to have a very good year. He definitely kind of seems like a guy that the Dodgers could replace Trevor Bauer with.
it's not a bad. not a bad
R.I.P.
poll there.
Bozo.
Yeah, deserved.
Yeah, Trevor Bauer blocked me on Twitter in 2016,
Lucky
and now
you.
he pitches in Japan.
God damn, you didn't have to see any of that.
Not to shit on Japan. I like
No,
Japan, but I know it's not where Trevor Bauer wants to be. So
That's what makes
Trevor
it funny.
Bauer, eat
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
from the Mudville podcast.
Eat a fat one.
Never
you
come
fuck.
back.
Poor Japan.
Goodbye. See you later.
See ya.
Hasta
Stay
luego.
away. Dick. Anyway. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Brewers deconstructing themselves before the deadline.
Sure.
Because I'm like, there's a few things that I think we should save for the NL preview, but I will say,
Yeah, I'd say most of it.
I just have such a strong gut feel. I feel like they think they're competing this year, And I just know
they do. They're
in my
projected to
heart
win
of hearts,
the division still.
I know that, but I know for a fact this team is going to collapse and they're going to sell it at the deadline.
Oh, me too.
Feel it. It's going to happen.
And if they don't sell it at the deadline, they're not going to win anything in the playoffs unless they trade for like 4 bats. And how are you going to make that happen? You don't have the prospects for it. So
I feel like Freddie Peralta is going to be a Yankee by the end of the season.
you think everyone's going to be a Yankee?
No, I don't. I just feel like they take weird reclamation pitching projects all the time.
Well, they do take right-handed pitchers with fucked up shoulders, so maybe you're right.
All the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Brewers would be a case of addition by subtraction as opposed to, trying to polish a turd.
They are stuck with Christian Yelich till the end of time.
Rims on their grandma's
Oldsmobile
convertible.
Yeah, there you go. It's there somewhere.
Oh, man. All right. Do you want to start going through some of these opening day games?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. This is a baseball-heavy episode, by the way. We'll do a movie-heavy episode.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's 2 days until opening day. We got baseball on the brain. We haven't seen John Wick yet, so we're kind of stalling on that. But
there is a point I wanted to make about John Wick, but
yes,
I'll save it for after opening day talk.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. First game, which we will be in attendance for, Giants at Yankees. Ow! Logan Webb versus Garrett Cole. Yeah, I think
somebody playing poker, because that's a couple of aces dueling.
Whoa,
maybe blackjack would have been better for that.
Maybe.
Anyway,
yeah, Garrett Cole. I mean, ace Logan Webb. Not quite as high on him as some this year. I think he might regress a little bit.
He had a pretty good year last year.
He did. Some of his peripherals might just be playing a little bit worse than his numbers have indicated. The Giants lineup does not scare me at all.
Yeah.
It would have barely scared me with Arson Judge.
Arson Judge.
Let alone without him. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say that, and then Cole's going to give up 6 in the
You're
first
not afraid of Tyro Estrada?
Not particularly.
You're not afraid of...
Like, he's a good hitter. But
36-year-old Brandon Crawford?
No. Garrett Cole's brother-in-law. That's going to be interesting.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mike Yastrzemski. I saw somebody saying that Mike Yastrzemski should be a Yankee target, which was very stupid.
Yeah, well, I don't know about a Yankee target, but Mike Yastrzemski should be traded out of the only park with like a 425-foot right center.
Yeah,
like
that's rough, dude. For a lefty with even a little bit of pop.
That's why I was
How did Barry Bonds do that there?
I know.
It's crazy. Oh, my God. Why did they build it like that?
I'm also curious as to why Michael Conforto signed there. Like, I mean, maybe it's... I don't know. Like, I can't imagine he had, like,
nobody
a ton
else
of
was
options.
Signing him. Yeah.
But...
I wanted him for the Yankees,
that's
too.
That's a bad landing spot.
I just wanted the Yankees sign a left fielder.
You just want everybody.
I know I'm saying that and it sounds like it, but I just wanted a left fielder. I wanted somebody to play the outfield who had done it before.
All right, next
I'm good
up,
with Waldo now.
Atlanta Braves at Washington Nationals. Max Fried going for the Braves, and opening day starter Patrick Corbin for the Nationals, who almost lost 20 games last year and probably will this year if he gets enough starts.
Dude,
he might.
That's impressive. I mean, that is impressive to be able to... How do you lose 20 games? Oh, my God. Because you can win. Like, wins are not directly affected by pitchers, as we know. Like, that's the whole argument against wins. Losses means that you fucked up. And to be able to do that 20 times... Oh, man. Jesus.
Yeah, they just, like, throw the guy out there. They're like, here's the... corpse of Patrick Corbin.
God, that's awful. Patrick Corpson.
Unvaccinated MAGA ass.
Yeah, he can... Maybe that's what... Maybe it's a statement.
Yeah, he's like, I'm pitching like shit to own the libs.
Yep.
I bet that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
Orioles at Sox. And it's going to be Kyle Gibson versus Corey Kluber. It's interesting to me that Kyle Gibson is the opening day starter for the Orioles. That I would have thought they would have had a little bit of a better name
Feels
than that.
Like they'd have they have better options.
That's a little bit underwhelming.
It is.
That's not much of an opening day matchup. I think the Orioles win it, to be honest.
Orioles should win that. I don't know. The Red Sox, though, I feel like are going to come out with a chip on their shoulder. And they might. I honestly think that they could come out to a hot start and then lose like 60 out of the next 80.
It's very possible.
That's kind of how it feels.
That feels like a thing that they could do.
Yeah.
Brewers at Cubs. Corbin Burns, of course, for the Brewers, who we've been discussing endlessly, and Marcus Stroman for the Cubs.
That's actually a very interesting opening day.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
See, that's how you do it, Orioles, Red Sox.
Yeah.
That's how you should do it.
I do think that the Cubs actually have a better lineup than the Brewers. I think the Cubs have one of the more...
The Cubs are going to surprise this year.
Yeah, they have one of the more underrated lineups in baseball. Their rotation is okay. We'll save that more for the NL preview.
Yes.
But
yes, we will.
That doesn't mean that they're going to hit Corbin Burns. I do think Burns is like occasionally a guy who like a couple batters and then gives up a 3-run homer. You could see something like that being like opening day jitters, and Stroman could pitch very well against what I don't think is a very impressive Milwaukee lineup.
It's not terrible, but they do not really. I think they're not the most intimidating lineup in the world. Rowdy Tellez, Jesse Winker as an addition, William Contreras as an addition.
William
Brian
Contreras,
Anderson.
I think, is a very interesting addition.
Yeah.
They made a good trade for him.
Yeah. Still not like a terrifying. Jesse Winker was that's the best piece that they've added in a while.
Bryce Terang is going to be up.
Yeah.
He's not much of a hitter. Like, he'll be good on defense.
Yes, sir.
Tigers at Rays.
Tigers
at
Rays.
God, Eduardo Rodriguez pitching for the Tigers. Not another. There's some tough opening day starters this year.
To be fair, not a lot of teams have. Like, how many teams have a true ace? I mean, we can talk about that later. But that's like thinking about it. Like, truly,
like 10, maybe 8.
No, more than that.
You think?
True aces?
Let's say 8.
Like 15?
Yeah, maybe.
There's a couple teams with 2, I guess. So that doesn't help.
Yeah, so okay, teams with aces. Yankees, Cole. Giants don't have one. Braves, I wouldn't call Fried an ace. Like, I think he's close to it.
Strider will be.
Yeah, Strider will be an ace. I'm still going to say that the Braves don't have an ace for right now, but come like July, they could have. They I think should have one and could have 2.
Yeah.
The Nationals certainly don't. The Orioles don't. The Red Sox don't because Chris Sale. No.
Chris Sale.
Corbin Burns obviously is an ace. They have 2. They have Brandon Woodruff as well.
Woodruff is not as good though. I mean, like he is. Corbin Burns is great, but
Woodruff's an ace.
Aces.
No, Woodruff's an ace. Shane McClanahan is an ace.
Depends on your definition a bit. McClanahan is an ace.
So is Tyler Glass now. Again, it's not the team with 2.
So they could have like 4.
They could have they could have 5.
Yeah,
impressive.
Really good.
Or they could have none. They could all be hurt.
Who am I forgetting? Wait, Baz, McClanahan,
Springs,
Glass now,
and Rasmussen.
Yeah, Jesus Christ,
wild,
terrifying.
They're going to sweep the Tigers to open the season. The Rays will be 3-0, and it's going to be really annoying to look at.
Yep.
For a while, I bet they just have like a cakewalk.
Wait,
April and just got off to a ridiculous start.
I could see that. Ooh, wait. That's a little fun question. Who gets off to the hottest start in baseball this year?
The hottest start? I think I'd have to look at the schedules for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, honestly, I could pick the Rays.
Rays are a good guess.
Although
a fully healthy Rays team is terrifying right now.
Yeah, if Glass now was healthy, I'd pick the Rays.
Oh God, when do we see them? Hopefully not soon.
I think it's I have no idea.
I don't want to know. Anyway, Pirates and Reds.
Mitch Keller versus Hunter Greene.
That's
guys.
Kind of fun. To be honest.
It is kind of fun. Two guys trying to make a step up this year. One of them who probably will, and one of them who is Mitch Keller.
Rough for Mitch.
I used to call him
Ouch, Mitch.
Murphy's Law Mitch.
That's
what can go wrong will when Mitch Keller is on the mound.
That is rough.
I started him one time on one of my fantasy teams, and it went poorly, and I never did it again.
God.
Yeah.
Mitch Keller coming off a 4 ERA season with 140 strikeouts.
Which, for him, is like Cy Young numbers.
I guess, yeah. Oh, Jesus.
That's like his equivalent of Bob Gibson's 1968.
Like, who else is going to start on opening day?
Nobody.
Rich Hill?
Last year it was JT Brubaker.
It was JT Brubaker.
Yeah.
Brubaker.
What?
Baker? Baker? I think it's Baker.
Who cares?
Yeah, fair enough.
Who cares?
Who cares? Anyway, yeah, the Pirates are going to be sad.
And so will the Reds. But they do have
Yeah.
Hunter Greene, who's exciting.
Yep.
And they have some hitters that are kind of exciting, and they have some prospects who are kind of exciting.
The Reds are in a weird in between where they could be kind of interesting this year just because they have a lot coming.
And their owner he's already announced that these prospects who haven't even approached the major league team yet are going to be leaving in free agency. So if you're in Cincinnati, I would say just abandon
awful.
that franchise. Just go root for Cleveland, I guess. I don't totally know the geography of Ohio, but that seems right.
Cleveland, it's like far. They're not close.
Yeah. Twins at Whoa, what the my screen just like went all awry.
I missed it.
Twins at Royals. Pablo Lopez for the Twins and Zach Greinke for the Royals.
Zach Greinke being your opening day starter.
I could kind of see both of those guys getting tagged, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
I could see Pablo Lopez having a bad start to this year after coming over from Miami.
Can pitching. I get?
Although this is a start going to be in Kansas City, so I bet he pitches all right. But Greinke, I bet gets fucked.
Greinke's going to get destroyed.
He's going to go out sad this year. Is kind of one of my predictions.
He's 40, or he's going to be soon.
Lord.
Can I get an innings pitched for Zach Greinke this season for you?
78.
Damn, that's low.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
estimated at 134.
I know. Yeah.
78.
I
he's
think.
Just done?
Yeah, I think either he will be or he'll get some injury that will cost him, or the Royals will say I guess we're the Kansas City Royals, so we haven't developed any pitching prospects in quite a long time, but we still want to give some of the other guys a start, and
do they have any coming?
You've been around for a while, but thank you for your service and goodbye. I can see that.
It's a nice story for him that he's there, but I also just don't give a shit.
He's
about Zach Greinke.
He's like a Make-A-Wish kid.
Why is it that he's like a lost puppy?
Yeah.
Why do people? I feel like people teams feel the need to take care of Zach Greinke. Why? Why? What is that? Is it because he's sad?
He's just kind of living with a perpetual warm blanket around him at this point.
It's it's so funny because remember when he had the long hair and he had the surfer thing going on in L.A.
No, do I remember peak Zach Greinke? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he might have been the most dominant pitcher I think
he was
I've ever seen for that 1 year. Him, Kershaw, and Cole on the Astros. Those few years,
Kershaw on a higher tier than.
I mean, Kershaw obviously is. Garrett Cole might be. Garrett Cole from the Astros, I think, is the most dominant pitcher I've ever seen.
Prime Kershaw is the best pitcher I've ever seen.
Prime Kershaw is the best pitcher I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Although DeGrom's different. I don't know.
DeGrom is probably the most talented pitcher we've ever seen.
Yeah.
But Kershaw is the best. I don't
remember
know.
that 1 year of Jake Arrieta.
I remember the 1/2 year of Jake Arrieta.
Yeah,
I remember the 1/2 year of Jack Flaherty too.
Yeah.
Although I guess that was on a different tier.
Speaking of old guys,
Zach Greinke.
Zach Greinke. Mets at Marlins. Max Scherzer
versus Sandy Alcantara.
The young man.
Amazing.
Sort of.
That's a very good pitching matchup.
That's a very fun pitching matchup.
That's the best pitching matchup of the day. Oh, maybe not. Look at the next game.
No, the next game is way better.
But let's talk about this one first.
The weirdest matchup of the day is the next one. Little tease for you again. But anyway, Mets at Marlins. Scherzer, Alcantara. Go.
Ooh, okay. I think Sandy Alcantara, they're going to throw him for 200 innings this year if they can, and Max Scherzer probably shouldn't throw for 200 innings, but somehow will.
I don't think they're going to let him this year.
I don't either. I bet he gets to 170, 180, but
they overworked him last year.
That's still quite a bit for him. And they've overworked him every year. Eventually that will catch up to him probably, but they might just inject his arm with a whole lot of shit. And
he's 39 now. He's 38.
Just go out there and make it 45-year-old Max's problem.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see that. And
fun question for you. Who gets game 2 for the Mets? Peterson, Verlander, Senga, Carrasco.
It has to be Verlander.
Does it?
Yeah, certainly.
I think they said they're gonna. There was a thing where I'm pretty sure they want to save his first game until the Mets home opener, and I think they're starting on the road in Miami.
Oh, that's weird. Then it would probably be Carrasco.
I feel like it's going to be Peterson because they have 2 new guys. They have Senga and Verlander.
It would be Carrasco and Senga but I don't know. I don't see a point in that. I think just throw Justin Verlander on the road. He's Justin Verlander, like, and it's Miami. Who cares?
But it's Steve Cohen and Buck Showalter.
But
They're a show.
That'd be stupid. That'd be really
entertainers.
dumb. I would hate that.
I would too.
I think the Mets win.
I hate everything the Mets do.
I don't think the Marlins hit Scherzer, and I don't know that the Mets hit Sandy, but
that's going to be like a 2-0 game, I think.
Yeah, I bet
2-1.
I bet the final score is like Mets 4, Marlins 2.
Yeah, I think the Mets win that game.
I don't know. Yeah,
I am not afraid of the Mets lineup. We're
You're not?
Spoiling a lot of the NL preview, but I am really
That's
not
all right.
scared of the Mets lineup. I think it's good. I don't think they're gonna blow teams out on a regular basis.
no, I don't either, but I think that they could be good in the playoffs.
I don't think they have anything on the Astros lineup, and people are saying they're going to be similar. They have nothing on the Padres lineup, nothing on the Braves.
I don't know about nothing, but they're not as good.
I think all this stems from the fact that I don't like Pete Alonso.
Maybe.
And I don't really like Lindor, although Lindor had a good year last year. And McNeil can hit.
I suppose if you don't like those two guys as much as the field, then I could sort of understand that take.
Yeah.
I think you're kind of wrong, but I also don't think that you're completely wrong. Let me toe that line until our NL preview.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, we'll get into it later.
Yeah.
I don't think Alonso is going to be anything more than just a, I don't know, like a garbage time homer dude.
No,
like,
that's not fair. Pete Alonso is like he doesn't
strike me as a big game
This
guy.
is Yankee bias to me.
Bullshit. He just wins the home run derby and works out. He's a baby back bitch.
Next game, Phillies at Rangers. Here's the weird pitching matchup. Aaron Nola on the hill for the Phillies and new Ranger Jacob deGrom.
Yeah, this is a fun one.
Yeah, Nola and deGrom, who have of course faced off, several times on different team on a different team.
How many times does deGrom look over at the Phillies and forget that he's not a Met?
8.
That feels fair.
Over under.
Yeah. I would hit the over on that.
Yeah.
At least once an inning.
He'd be like, oh shit. He's gonna look down his blue jersey.
No, he's gonna not find the orange.
They have the red.
He's gonna be trying to find the orange and not see it.
What if Jacob deGrom is colorblind?
Ooh,
Plot twist.
Plot twist. Makes him the best.
Yeah. Oh man.
Just no distractions.
Yeah. He's like, I'm all business.
Yeah. Although
can't-
I don't think you see in black and white when you're colorblind. So maybe not so much that. But anyway.
Jacob deGrom is exposed to the Wizard of Oz and puts up a 5.68 ERA.
Yeah. Keep an eye out for that. There's your storyline for
Hot take.
Rangers lineup, not anything spectacular. Aaron Nola should probably shut them down until they get to the bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, they've got Corey Seager, Nate Lowe, Marcus Semien, Josh Young. So it's I think that the Texas Rangers could be pretty good this year. They invested quite a bit of money in making sure that they are. They'd like to get all of the bang for their buck that they can.
Yes, sir. I just don't like that lineup. I don't like where they put all their money. I don't like where they put their money.
Me neither.
Meanwhile, the Phillies are going to be tight this year.
Yeah, they made the World Series and they added Trey Turner.
I will say, so they went to the World Series. They added Trey Turner, and they somehow they're nobody's picks. to do anything.
They're not getting the respect.
Yeah.
They don't get no respect at all.
To be fair, they don't really deserve that much because everybody knows they kind of got lucky in getting to the World Series last year a little bit, but
just a little.
I mean, not lucky. I shouldn't take out lucky. They just played above their depth a little bit, and that's fine. That happens some years. That's the whole deal with the Yankees' fucking mentality towards the playoffs. It's a crapshoot. Anything can happen.
Other teams biffed it.
Yes,
just a little
bit. The fact that the Phillies were in the World Series and not like the Padres is going to be studied. But aside from that,
well, the Dodgers probably.
The Dodgers got bounced by the Padres.
I know.
The Mets got bounced in round 1.
I know.
Anyway,
remember.
Point being, the NL was weird last year. And I think the NL will continue to be weird, and whoever wins the NL is going to continue to lose to the Astros for the next few years. So,
right.
Yeah. Anyway, the Phillies. The Phillies are fun. Their lineup is strange.
But it's good.
But it is good.
And it's going to mash.
Trey Turner Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto is probably one of the best trio of hitters that you could have on a team.
And when you bring back Harper, that's the best top 4 in the league.
In Bryce Harper, that's fucking terrifying.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. I would take that top 4 over any other top 4 in the league.
I would too.
I don't think there's anything.
Maybe like the Braves. No, I'd still take the Phillies.
No.
Yeah. Even over the Angels.
Yeah. The Angels have 2. Who's their 3?
Taylor Ward and Anthony Rendon.
They're like, Rendon has nothing left. But, I mean, Taylor Ward is good. I mean, that's 4 elite hitters.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's another team. Maybe the Dodgers with, like, Freeman, Betts, I don't know, Will Smith, Max Muncy. Is that their top 4? That's, like...
Yeah. All right, who's next?
Why? Okay, anyway.
Blue Jays at Cardinals. Alek Manoah gets the opening day start. Did not come to spring training in the best shape. Has lost a few ticks on his velo. Something to look for.
That's kind of funny.
Facing the Cardinals with Miles Michaelis, just kind of a
Mustache Michaelis.
Boring name. Will somehow go like 6 innings.
Boring?
Give up 4 runs.
You don't get up for Miles Michaelis?
No.
I kind of like him.
Why?
Only because his last name is Michaelis, and it's spelled like that, and that's kind of fun. And he has a mustache, and he kind of looks like just like a guy from 1910.
Eminem, Miles Michaelis.
Take that, St. Louis, and run with it.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say about him.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say about these teams either.
Well, I do. Their lineups are both quite terrifying, and the Cardinals are adding top prospect Jordan Walker, who just made the team.
We talked a lot about the Blue Jays last week, but yes, the Cardinals are fun. That's true. Bird teams, 2 bird teams.
Yeah, Jordan Walker and Anthony Volpe, the top call-ups from this past week. Sort of a little bit different hitters. Volpe is more of a speed guy, and Walker hits nukes.
Yeah, but were you surprised that Walker's going to be playing on opening day?
I'm not surprised by it. The only thing that I was a little bit hesitant towards was that after he kind of like knocked around his shoulder a bit in spring training, his numbers did kind of fall off a bit. So I was thinking maybe they would say like, oh, well, he's hurt, so we're going to manipulate service time. But they didn't, and good on them.
Yeah.
I guess they think he's good. They think he's all set to be their opening day left fielder, and they are probably right.
It should be fun.
I'm very, very excited for Jordan Walker this year. I think he could hit 30 bombs as a rookie.
If you don't know, Jordan Walker is 20 years old. Got to be 21. He did not play at AAA.
Nope.
At all. So kind of fun. He has been their top prospect since he got drafted, I think.
He's the number 4 prospect right now per MLB pipeline, I believe.
Corner infielder. Should be fun to watch.
80 grade power.
A lot of power.
White Sox at Astros. Dylan Cease coming off of an almost Cy Young season. He had over 220 strikeouts last year. He also walked more hitters than anybody in the league. Oof. And his success in 2023 and moving forward will largely depend on his ability to find the zone, because if he does that, he does everything else, and the sky's the limit for Cease. Not sure that that's the case for the Chicago White Sox this year, but I do think they're going to be pretty solid. The Astros, on the other hand, are incredible, and Framber Valdez is a singular pitcher in the league, induces more ground balls than any other pitcher in the league by an incredible margin. The Astros lineup is absurd. They have, one of the best hitters in baseball alongside one of the best teams in baseball, if not the best. They won the World Series last year. You know them. You know who they are.
Very well said. I mean, this is just like this game. I think this is going to be like 10-0 Astros.
You think?
I mean, I just feel like they're going to come out so hot. Like,
do you think Cease is going to get slapped around?
I feel like they're going to. I don't think Cease might be the worst one option at. Well, no, that's not fair. We've heard worse already so far on this list.
You were going to say Dylan Cease is a worse one option than no.
I was going to say it, and I stopped myself. That's why.
No. Dylan Cease is one of the better pitchers in baseball.
No, I was going to say one of the worst like aces. That's like considered to be top of the rotation. You know what I mean?
So
like
he's like
he's the worst of the best, basically.
Sure. Okay. He's like
that's bottom of tier 1.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah. I mean, I would put him. I would say even in tier 2. So.
That's I mean,
I would say like
that's fair.
Tier 1 would be like Cole, Burns, DeGrom.
Well, here, if this is tier 1, right? I mean, almost like there's an argument to be made. Like the starters of the opening day, some of them.
I would say like
tier
4 of them. I'd say there are like 4 guys in tier 1 right now. Cole, Burns, 5 guys in tier 1. Cole, Burns, Shane McClanahan, Jacob
you mean that
DeGrom,
are pitching
and
that are
Shohei
pitching
Ohtani
on opening day?
No, I mean just in general.
You think that those are the 4 best pitchers in baseball?
I think so.
Wait, say it again.
Cole, Corbin Burns, Jacob DeGrom, and Shane McClanahan.
What about Sandy Alcantara?
Oh yeah, okay, he's an ace too.
What about Spencer Strider?
Tier 1. No. I wouldn't put Spencer Strider up there. I would
Justin
say
Verlander.
Yes, but I don't think that
Aaron Nola.
I don't think that his production this year will be up with those guys. Aaron Nola is another one that I would put. Like I would put him a little bit above Cease.
Zach Gallen.
Lower than everyone we've named so far.
Luis Castillo.
Are on par with Nola, so like at the very top of tier 2.
Valdez.
Tier 2 alongside Cease.
Oh, interesting. Julio Urias.
Tier 2 again.
That is interesting too. All right, anyway.
Yeah.
Not to distract.
So, but Sandy Alcantara, I definitely forgot.
Yeah.
So, like 6.
So, anyway, that's an interesting take. I think I would need some time to actually make a list and come back with you if we were going to have that argument. But that could be fun to talk about.
It could.
So maybe we'll
Pitcher
think about that
rankings
next week. Yeah. We could do like top at positions.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
All right. Anyway. White Sox, Astros. I think the White Sox, we've said a lot about both these teams already. The Astros have solved baseball. They are terrifying. Although I think they're not going to be as good as they were last year.
Yeah, I think that's possible, but
I still think they're going to be great, and I'd still
like 2 fewer games and still be terrifying in the playoffs
and make the ALCS and probably beat us. So anyway,
probably
us being the Yankees. Next game, Rockies at Padres.
Herman Marquez versus Blake Snell.
Herman Marquez is a pretty good name for the Rocks to be able to throw in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been their opening day starter since 2003 now.
Jesus. Mean.
No, he's been out there for quite a while. I
thought you were about to be serious, and then you hit me with 03. To be fair, they've had him since, looks like, 2016.
Yeah, no, they've had him for quite a while. And he's been, they just always kind of like throw him out there as the guy where they're like, well, we're the Colorado Rockies. Nobody wants to pitch for us.
He's our guy. Yeah.
Here he is. You know him. You love him. You don't love him.
You don't love him.
He has a 4.6 ERA every year,
well,
but that's not really his fault. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's Blake
rough.
Snell, on the other hand, really started to find it towards the end of last year. Obviously, as a guy with some of the best stuff in the league.
Yep. Been that way for a while.
I mean, he's struggled a bit at times. He hasn't been able to go super deep into games. He struggled with his command, but I think that the second half 2022 Blake Snell is pretty close to the real Blake Snell, and I'm predicting a pretty big year for him, and I think that the Padres are going to blow the roof off of this game.
Yeah, this when it comes to teams who have like shit to prove, not that the Padres really need to prove that they are legit, because they had a great year last year and they made a deep playoff run, but they just had a really weird offseason. They bring in Xander Bogaerts. Matt Carpenter is expected to start for them. Weird. Anyway,
he'll be a platoon guy.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, they'll
probably platoon him with Nelson Cruz. Maybe
they have a weird dude. They have
that's
really
weird.
He's gonna
40, almost 43 years old.
He'll DH.
Maybe like Camposano could get some hit. I mean, he's just. Austin Nola also is like not a guy who can get 500 plate appearances this year.
He's a catcher.
Yeah.
He's a catcher.
But
that's what you do with catchers. Catchers don't they're
yeah,
whatever.
But like I feel like he's even kind of approaching the end of the time when he can be a starting catcher.
Yeah. He's 33. Maybe
Camposano will take over.
Yeah, that's fair. He's young. So anyway, Padres going to be really freaking good this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they win the West, not to spoil.
Yeah, I do too.
But
not to spoil.
I think that's probably going to happen. This is kind of a fun little opening day matchup for them because they just kind of get to beat up on a relatively lowly Rockies team whose lineup features Chris Bryant, who disappeared after accepting a large sum of money to go live in Colorado. Let's see. They did just sign Jurickson Profar, which is really weird that they ended up with him. Chris Bryant, Charlie Blackmon is still kicking over there. CJ Cron, Ryan McMahon, Jonathan Daza, which is an interesting one, who it looks like they signed in 2010 and has been here the whole time.
Wow.
Am I reading that right? Let's see. El Shoris Montero, Elias Diaz, and Ezekiel Tovar. So
Ezekiel Tovar is a top prospect.
Yes.
Locked into the shortstop role.
He's their
kind of the only name of those last like 3 or 4 to really care about. But yeah, I mean they've got some bats. Like CJ Cron might hit 40 home runs this year.
Yeah. They have that's the thing with Colorado too, is as long as you get some power in there, guys are going to hit homers. So
Jurickson Profar has got to be happy. Like this is his landing spot. So this is the only place where he can hit like 20 homers.
It is also the only place where he's probably
like
not going to have any kind of competition for his playing time.
Yeah, I mean they're just going to
they'll run him out there.
If he stays healthy this year in like decades, people like us will go back and scroll through Baseball Reference, and all they'll see is, hey, Jurickson Profar had a good year in 2023.
Yep.
And they won't know any of the context.
Exactly. Harold Castro is not going to be taking his playing time.
No, I'm not too concerned about that.
Yeah.
3 games left.
Anyway, moving on, we have the Angels at the A's, which is a hilarious little bout between inefficiency and spoiled potential and apathy.
You summed it up.
You can guess who is who on that one.
Yeah, the pitching matchup: Shohei Ohtani, the greatest player ever. I mean, just
who's that?
God, maybe. Versus certainly the worst opening day starter on this list, Kyle Muller.
Yeah,
who is like just a 5 starter.
It's Muller time, baby.
He had to say
I had to say it. Yes, Kyle Muller. They also they got a Japanese pitcher. Which is the A's, by the way.
Fujinami.
Yes. So the A's had a really weird offseason.
No.
I don't know if you noticed.
A's did something inept and
would you like me to read you their acquisitions?
They were our last team. Like Morgan had to go pretty soon. We were just kind of like, I mean,
the A's exist. Anyway,
they don't care. Why should we?
I think that kind of did happen.
Yeah.
I do remember mentioning Jesus Aguilar. Anyway, their acquisitions. I know we did do a lot of this last week, and a lot of this is going to be doubling up. But just to say it again, Aldemis Diaz. Jesus, I'd probably just butcher that. Is it Aldemis Diaz?
Aldemis Diaz, yeah.
Aldemis Diaz, Jesus Aguilar, Jace Peterson, Ryan Noda, who's a Rule 5 guy.
I don't even know who that is.
Me neither.
That's not a name I've ever even heard.
And
Ryan Noda.
Yep. Estuary Ruiz, which I also know.
Ruiz.
I know it's not his name, but I don't know how to say it.
He's going to steal like 50 bases.
Yes, he's fast. Yep. So they also got some dudes from the Royals waiver wire. They got Carlos Perez, who is a free agent from the Rockies. Kyle Muller they traded with the Braves to acquire, and they signed a posted Japanese pitcher. They also brought in Trevor May and Chavis Familia, as well as Drew Steckenrider. So they just brought in.
In short, that is a list of men.
It is. It's a list of men. And you know what it reminds me of? So the two of us have played a lot of the show, for those who don't know.
Yes, we have.
And when we play the show, sometimes in our franchise mode, you have to fill out your roster because you don't have enough people in the minor leagues. Mm-hmm. So you just have to go through the free agent list and just sign randos so that you can say that you have a full roster in the minors.
Literal NPCs.
And I feel like the A's just did that, but with major leaguers to fill out their major league roster.
Oh, yeah. They're just saying we're moving to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Go out there. You got to play $1 million to play some
baseball.
Maybe you can get like a contract for next year with the Royals.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, they're taking Royals trash.
Yeah. I was going to say during our Major League episode that, like, the depiction of the ownership in that movie is pretty intellectually honest.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
no, I completely believe it. It's the most, like, truthful villain in 80s movies.
No, yeah. And what is actually different from that team's situation
also
than from
kind
what...
of a loose villain. Like, she's not really present. But anyway.
Yeah, it is also just sort of a, like, misogynist character.
A little bit. More like caricature.
Yeah. But, like, my comparison when we were talking about that of Jake Taylor in the movie to Stephen Vogt was just, it's like an aging 40-year-old catcher on a team that, like, is paid to lose, essentially. Like, nobody... The A's suck. Kyle Muller is not an opening day starter. It is ridiculous that he's going to be out there on Thursday. And,
yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, just... Bye.
Yep. Let's see. Ooh,
two more games.
Mine also just messed up. So
Diamondbacks,
let's go Diamondbacks Dodgers. Sure. That's a very fun matchup.
Yeah, and I've got to shout out my guy for a second because the Diamondbacks pitcher in this game, Zach Gallen, has won me 3 fantasy titles. Actually, I've won 4 fantasy titles in the past 2 years, and he's been on all of my teams for that.
That makes sense.
But he directly
strong few years.
Won me 2 of them, including, like, the most hard-fought fantasy championship that not only I have won, but that maybe anyone has won ever on the planet.
Would you like to fill us?
I will one day, but we're kind of approaching the end here, and I'm getting tired. So
that's fair.
Zach Gallen, back-to-back years in the fantasy championship, which would be like late September, has gone into Dodger State, or maybe not into Dodger State, but he's faced the Dodgers twice. And both times I've been like, do I even start him? Because this is against, like, such a crazy lineup. The first time I was especially considering sitting him, but I didn't. I rode with my guy. I won both matchups by, like, 10 points, and in each start, he went for, like, 30. So,
oh my God,
Gallen, like, is just forever my guy. Like, he could go out there
a good way to
suck for the next decade, and I don't care. He is forever a legend. Like,
he's endeared himself to you forever.
If I ever see him, I will buy him a drink.
There you
go. That's my dude, and also he's one of the best pitchers in the game.
Yeah, when he's a Yankee in a few years, you can give him a drink.
Honestly, that one's kind of possible.
Yeah,
that's the only one that I might kind of acknowledge.
That's why I said it.
Yeah,
that one I actually think will happen.
I mean, I don't think it will, but, like,
could.
I don't think the Diamondbacks win that game.
If the Yankees have 2 cost-controlled infielders for the next, like, 4 or 5 years, anything can happen.
Sure.
Anyway. Yes, this is a fun game. You said Diamondbacks win this game?
No, I don't think that they win this game, but I do think that Zach Gallen pitches well, and I think this is a pretty low-scoring game, and I think that the Dodgers win at, like, 2-1.
Fair enough.
Julio Urias, by the way, pitching for the Dodgers. We did not mention that.
No, we did not. Urias is coming off a great year last year. Cy Young runner-up if he didn't win it, I think.
He did not win it. Sandy
won it, yeah. The Diamondbacks lineup is extremely interesting. Lots and lots and lots of youth on this team. Should be very fun to watch. Gabriel Moreno, Alec Thomas, and the young stud himself, Corbin Carroll. We got Jake McCarthy going out there in right field. We've got Zach Gallen himself is only 27 years old. Very young. Young team. Should be fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Got to be interesting. People have been thinking that they're going to win a lot of games this year. The Dodgers.
Yes, the Dodgers. I think a lot of people are kind of underplaying how much talent the Dodgers lost.
Yeah, everyone's like they're how much they lost. Yeah, no, they lost a shit ton of talent.
Yep.
Just Trey Turner alone is a huge hit
Trey
to your
Turner,
lineup.
yeah.
No pun
the year
intended.
Before.
Yep. They've lost a lot of shortstops. And
their pitcher is an abuser who pitches in Japan now.
That too. Yeah, they lost a shit ton of talent. That being said, they still have a shit ton of talent.
And they've traded a bunch of prospects away. Yeah, again, it's because they're the Dodgers.
They also have a shit ton of talent on the way because, once again, they are the Dodgers.
They still are.
That's the stuff that they do.
Want to go to the last game?
Yes, I do. I will say that I think the Dodgers win this game as well.
Yes.
All right, let's see. We've got
Guardians at Mariners. Is the final game of the day at 10:10.
Very fun. That's a fun matchup.
It is. I'm probably going to watch this one.
I think we should.
It's going to be Shane Bieber versus Luis Castillo.
The Biebs.
A very different pitching matchup. One guy who is down in velo and the other guy who is up in velo.
Yeah.
One guy who changed his pitching style completely and another one who remains to be seen.
Yep. Well, one of them clearly was a product of the arachnid spike.
The what?
Spider tech.
Oh.
Okay. But, yeah. I also want to just address something that I said last week that I absolutely stand by.
Hit it.
So I said that the Guardians were going to win over 100 games, which I do think I caught some flack for it. I think that if Triston McKenzie did not just get hurt, he's going to be out for a couple months. I genuinely think this team has enough talent to win 100-plus games, and I had actual Cleveland fans mad at me for saying that.
But he did get hurt.
But Triston McKenzie got hurt, and now this team's pitching is a little bit shaky, and I don't know anything about their depth, and I don't trust them to kind of do that.
They do have some good depth. They've got Tanner Bibby about to be ready, and they've got
he's still a little young.
Yeah,
I think,
Cody. Yeah. Well, he's 24. Cody Morris is another guy who's like he's kind of hurt right now, so I don't think he's going to be quite ready to start the season.
Sure,
but he's another guy that could certainly fill in.
Looks like Hunter Gaddis is their projected.
Hunter Gaddis
is
the
they're
guy
projected
with the
fill
glasses. In. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a like whatever.
Exactly, which is why I'm now going to lower my prediction to somewhere in the low 90s.
Wow.
But, probably about 90. I'll say 94.
It took okay.
No, just because losing like 2 months out of your starting rotation, the Yankees are the only team that I trust will just find a way to survive that. Cleveland, I think, is a team that survives on vibes. So I feel like going into a team with a fully healthy roster, coming off a very good season where they kind of feel like they, underachieved but still didn't make it as far as they should have. They're going to have a chip on their shoulder. And I think that this is a good first matchup because they get a very good pitcher to test themselves on.
And that will be opening day.
And they get the night game, which is going to be very fun.
The night game.
Luis Castillo coming off a great year. The Mariners coming off a great year. These are both two teams that have a lot to prove this season. The only difference is the Guardians are basically kind of a lock to win that division. And the Mariners have to scrape by the Astros, which is next to impossible.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider Cleveland a lock, but yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, do you really not think that is...
I think that they will, but
I don't know, man.
We already talked about that.
I know, but it's just that division. Shit. Anyway, that's opening day.
Yeah,
It's will be a very fun day.
Yankee Stadium.
Yes, we will.
All of you enjoy the baseball on Thursday.
We are also just to rub it in everyone's faces. Anthony Volpe's first game.
Yeah, Anthony Volpe's first game. We're going to be freezing.
Yeah,
we're going to be there.
Worth it.
Yep.
I think we should go stand by the bleachers during the roll call. I want to be able to say that I was part of Volpe's first roll call.
Maybe
that'll be kind of fun.
I might just like let you do that because I might be really cold.
That's fair,
but we'll see.
I wanted to be able to say that. That's like a cool thing that only Yankee fans get.
I mean, yeah, like we got to say that we went to so many games during Aaron Judge's season. Like,
oh my god, yeah.
At this point, it's just kind of like imagine if they win the World Series this year.
Oh my god,
that'd just be legendary memories.
I mean, the fact that just the whole, I mean, this is some really sappy Yankee shit, but like the fact that it's, the kid from Jersey and he kind of reminds you of Jeter and he's got the whole Jeter thing and they called him up and he's the youngest Yankee since Mantle and it's just all this like
eats the gabagool.
He's don't forget he's a paisan. He's from Watchung. He's got a Jersey thing going on. It's just all very like the stars are kind of aligning. Also following the Judge year where you bring back a name
his
captain.
Family came over with $14.
$14. Yeah, wait, why did that just turn Boston? I just turned him into a Boston guy. $14. Anyway,
I'm so bad. I don't even know.
Yeah, $14.
Yeah,
you go get yourself a few slices. Back in the day, 99-cent pizza. What the fuck is that? Inflation's doing you guys dirty.
I'm not the accents guy. I come from the saltine cracker of cities. So keep going.
I was a bit of a thespian in my young days. I had to learn how to do accents.
Okay,
none of them are that
Olivier.
good. Yeah, damn straight. None of them are good. I just do them a lot. So
Yeah.
it's the maybe if we play loudly, people will think we're good.
Got anything else?
In Australian accent. No, I'm kidding. No, not much. I think that's opening day.
We'll see you soon.
Let's go baseball.
Yeah, this has been Mudville. Thanks for tuning in.
Hell yeah.
Love it. Goodbye.